So in conclusion, the Earth is flat. We spoke to Noro or Rai. How y'all doing?
Hello. Doing good. How are you?
Good. Have you been in here before, or did you just decide to stumble into a flat Earth channel?
I've never been here before.
Okay. Well, are you under the impression, as we all were at one time, that the Earth is a spinning water ball in a vacuum?
To be honest, I have no idea what the Earth is.
Okay. Well, not so much what it is. I mean, the Earth is the Earth. What its composition is, or how we would describe its surface, is kind of a different matter. So, would you say? I mean, I know you're saying that you don't know. Would you like to know what the Earth is, as far as the surface measurements are concerned?
Yeah, it would be nice if I know, of course.
Okay. Well, there's a really easy way to figure it out. We all know, it's something that we kind of instinctually understood and know since we were kids, that water finds its own level. And so, if that's the case, and 70% of the known world or Earth is covered in water, that means that water is level upon the surface.
How do we know
So,
that 70% of the Earth is covered in water? That could be a lie, though.
well, what I mean by that is that that is the, like I said, the claim, right? 70% of the known world is 70% water. Now,
But that's
if somebody,
that's probably a lie. I don't
well,
trust
if it's a
them.
lie, no, it's not a matter of them, bro. It's a matter of vast oceans, you know, navigable oceans that are quite large. There's a lot of water on the Earth. No one's saying anything. It is what it is.
Yeah.
So if your observation and experiences of a mostly covered in water Earth, and we know that that water is level, that is a flat Earth.
Oh, yeah. Could be.
Yep. Yep.
Maybe it's a cube.
Yes.
Could be a cube as well.
Where's the corners at? Why could it be a cube?
We're living at the top. Then there's the bottom, and there's the sides. Still flat, but it's a cube, you know.
Well, it would have flat sides, but we would have to go ahead and find these sides. Most importantly, the corners.
The corners are like it's a wall that you cannot really cross, I guess.
Really?
Could be. What do you think?
What do you mean it could be?
Could be that way. I mean, I'm giving possibilities here.
Okay, like I said in the beginning of this particular conversation, we're talking about the surface that you and I both dwell atop. We're not talking about the overall shape or composition. Is that sinking in yet?
Oh, the surface we're standing on? Yeah, it could be flat. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, it definitely is. It shows no evidence or measurement of anything other than that. Everybody's measuring it that way. Everybody's using it that way. Everybody experiences it that way. So, just by empirical nature of the surface of the Earth, it is flat.
Yeah, so they're probably lying about the gravity thing, right?
I don't know who are they and what is gravity, because I've been getting about, I think there's at least 5 different types of gravity, so it would kind of have to be one of those that you're speaking of specifically. So I don't know. Which gravity are you talking about?
They say it's the force that pulls us down to the center.
Yeah, that one's kind of outdated. That one's been superseded by a bending and warping of the space-time mathematical conceptual medium.
What do you think? So it's a lie, right?
Well, I mean, I don't know if I would call it a lie. It's just someone's idea of what could be, although It really can't be that because, space and time are not physical. So it's only conceptual. It only exists in mathematics. It doesn't really exist in reality. So, I
But
mean, somebody could
how are
say
we not
that.
flying then? How can we stand?
I don't know. What do you mean flying? Why would we be flying?
I mean, why would we stand? Why not flying, for example? Why not fly?
I mean, this sounds more like an existential question as to why the Earth is the way that it is. Why do the more dense things tend to go downwards, and why do the or more dense things go downward? Why do the less dense things kind of separate themselves above that? I don't know. That's just the way it is. I don't think there is a causal mechanism. To me, it
Well,
kind of seems like just another natural law.
see, well, for them, they kind of explain that with gravity, but I don't know. What about you guys? I have no idea.
No, we don't. I don't think anybody here would ascribe a causal mechanism. We can only describe what is occurring, because for there to be a cause, we would have to have something to vary and manipulate to get this stuff to do what it's doing, just seemingly naturally. So it seems to be oriented and created this way or designed this way. If you're going to ask me, it seems to be designed in this way for our practical uses. If you're going to pour yourself a cup of coffee, you want the dense liquid to go down and displace the air within the cup. That seems like
Mm.
a design, not necessarily anything being caused, more like a law. But that's just me.
Yeah, I mean, I went to Norway. It was like the north of Norway, and there was this creepy thing that the sun doesn't go away. I don't know why. Sometimes the sun keeps you know, in normal countries the sun goes and come back. How is that possible in Norway that the sun doesn't go down? I don't get it.
I don't know. What is the sun? And by the way, that only happens for about half the year, right? The other half, the sun does go away.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So it is like the other lands that only get sunrise and sunset. Right. I don't know. I don't know what the sun is. I don't know how far away it is. I don't know why it does what it does.
Okay. I thought you have an answer. Sorry.
No, nope. All we can do is describe what's occurring. I mean, for certain, it isn't a burning ball of gas within a vacuum that would violate the natural law that we describe.
Those scientists in NASA, they're probably lying to us that they can, that they can fly, go to the space.
I don't know. I mean, it's all on TV, right? So those guys can put whatever fiction or nonfiction they want to on the television. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're lying. Maybe that they just let people believe whatever they want to believe. I don't know if you can
Yeah,
consider that a lie or not.
they probably whether they're lying or they actually did that. I mean, when you see them saying that they went to the moon, and they landed on the moon, it's kind of, I don't know. They are whether lying or they are saying the truth. I have no idea.
Yeah, hard to say. But it doesn't really matter. We know we don't have to pay attention to the TV anymore, right? Because it's always going to be fiction or nonfiction, and they're not going to tell us which one it is. So since we already know that the Earth is flat, and the idea of a burning ball of gas within a vacuum is silly and absurd and violates natural law, we can just kind of ignore whatever they tell us at this point. Don't you agree?
It depends on what you mean by natural law.
Natural law, like
Yeah.
the first law of thermodynamics, matter cannot be created nor destroyed.
But that's
Second law,
that could
entropy, those
be
are
that could
natural
be a lie
laws.
as well. I mean, we don't know.
No,
That could be a
it's not a
lie.
lie. It's natural. It's observed reality. It's not anything to do with a purported
Thermodynamic is an
cause.
observed reality. Are you kidding me?
And it's just a description that we give to the matter and the energy that we
Yeah, so we don't
experience in
know
the
about that.
physical realm.
I mean,
No, we
it's
do.
out there in the space. I have no idea.
You experience it every day. It's natural law.
I don't. What do you mean
You
experience
don't.
natural law every day?
So you don't experience entropy. You never drank a cup of coffee and it got cold after a while.
That could have many explanations. I have no idea.
No, no, it's not an explanation. It's just a description of what occurs. It's called natural law. Are you okay?
So when you drink something, another thing would happen if you, yeah, right? That's what you mean.
No, I'm saying that when people drink cups of coffee, if they leave that coffee on the table for a certain amount of time, it's warm and then it gets cold because the energy,
There's no
the
because.
heat
You
is
can't know what is
dissipating.
because you're not explaining. You're just experiencing. You don't
Yeah,
say
that's why it's
because.
called natural law.
Yeah, don't say because we don't know why.
When
Why
did
it
I
gets
say
cold because
because?
there is no because
Why
we
did I
don't
say?
know
When did I
why.
say because? I didn't say. I didn't mention a cause. I said this is your experience.
Yes, the cup of coffee when you leave it on the table, it gets cold. That's what we know.
Right. That's the description. Yeah, that's natural law.
You you call it whatever you want.
That's not me calling it that. It's everybody calling it that. Except you.
Uh,
Apparently, you think that it might be a lie that your coffee gets cold.
No, that's an explanation. But what do you call it
No.
is up to you, right?
Do you know the difference between explanations and descriptions?
Yeah.
Okay. What's the difference?
And description is when you actually tell something that you see with your eyes.
Right.
And explanation is when you tell why is this thing happening, right?
Right. Nobody here is proffering any kind of cause or why it's happening. It just is. That's why it's called a law. It always happens no matter what.
But sometimes it's not always the case.
Okay, can you give me a scenario where it's not the case? Let's use entropy, for
Mm.
example.
I mean, they use some ideas in space we don't know about.
Oh, what are you talking about? A place
What,
that's an ever an
uh,
expanding vacuum beyond an arbitrary line called the edge of the atmosphere? Oh yeah, that's all fake.
yeah, exactly. And
Right.
also they say that the energy cannot be created. What do you mean? How did you know the energy cannot be created?
We do
It
not
cannot,
experience a scenario where energy or matter are being created currently.
but that doesn't mean it was never created before.
We're talking about our actual experience. So, in the experience that all mankind has had, there is no creation or destruction of matter and energy. That's what we experience. That's
Yeah,
why it's a natural law.
they would say energy will never be created or destroyed. Not can never be.
Okay. So I see that you're appealing to the future in the current state of affairs that we have. The current
Yeah,
state of affairs is matter cannot be created nor destroyed. Currently, that is our experience, and it has not changed since the beginning of recorded history. So
yeah. So
I don't know
we're
what you're
only
getting
talking
at.
about the present. We're not talking
Right.
about the past because we don't know
Okay.
what happened in the past.
Fair enough. I guess we really don't. But right now, matter is not being created or destroyed. It seems to be in cycle. It seems to be in a recycle cycle.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, that's why it's a natural law. That's just what we observe. It's a description.
Yeah.
So, the idea of space that violates natural law. Water finds its level. Light things go up. Heavy things go down. Generally, all seem to be natural
Well,
laws.
that's the
So the
creepy
earth is
thing
flat.
about them. They give an explanation to a lot of things on Earth. For example, the example that I gave to you about Norway, they say that the Earth is kind of a bowl, and
Uh-huh.
the sun doesn't really reach that point
Uh-huh.
until 6 months pass. So they kind of give an explanation physically which I don't really see true because they could be lying. I thought you
Well,
have an explanation, but I think you
no,
don't.
why would there be an explanation if we already know that it's false because the Earth is measurably flat? So you already know it's not right.
It's not measurably flat. It's
Oh,
I don't
really?
know. They
So
they
do you
usually
have measurable curvature somewhere that you could show
It's
me?
pretty obvious the Earth is flat, guys.
yeah
Stop being
uh,
stupid.
yeah. So that's what I'm living right now. Like I'm seeing Earth as flat. I think it is, but it could be a bowl as well, as they say,
Well,
because
wouldn't it have to be curved?
it could be a big bowl, like
How big?
really big bowl, and you
How
A
much
don't.
curve
bowl?
would we expect to see about how big it is?
I don't know
Are you saying
because
Okay, so
bowl or ball?
a ball.
What fucking crack are you hitting, dude? What is that?
I have no idea. That's what they say.
anyway, uh, yeah, if you say it's a really big ball, where would that curvature be at?
I mean, you don't feel the curve, I guess, because you're too small compared to the Earth.
Well, okay, fair enough. But where would we be finding any of this curvature? Measuring it, experiencing it, all that stuff.
Um, I don't know, but like it gives the explanation of Norway, for example, and what is happening there.
But it doesn't because the Earth is measurably flat. You hear this part where I'm using the word measure? It's measured flat, so it cannot be a ball.
Oh, Uh, see, they have an explanation for some things, and you have explanation for other things.
No, their explanations are just stories. They're kind of like fairy tales because they don't demonstrate any of the things that they're telling you the story about. Like, take space time, for instance. Space time is purely mathematical, it's just conceptual, it doesn't exist in reality. Do you think it's a good explanation to have something that isn't physical doing physical things?
No, of course not.
No, right. So would it make sense then that they would be saying that the sun is a burning ball of gas within a vacuum, already denying and breaking the second law of thermodynamics around an Earth that doesn't have any curve?
Yeah, they are lying to in this exactly.
I didn't say that they were lying. I'm just telling you that that's their story. You're accepting their story, maybe, you just think, well, it makes me feel better that somebody has a story that I could believe in, even though the story doesn't make any sense. Doesn't mean they're lying.
I mean, any nothing makes sense, right? Even the flat Earth doesn't make sense because we
Why
don't have
not?
any, because we don't have explanations for a lot of stuff, right?
I'm sorry, the flat Earth only declares that the surface of the Earth is flat.
Come on, but like, come on, let's do like them. Let's make physics. Let's explain stuff. Can't we
They're
do
not
that?
making physics. They're making stories. They're making fictions and fairy tales. Do you want us to start making things up that aren't even possible? You think we should do
No,
that?
no, like there's based the science is based on those stories that they're telling,
There is
they're
no
like
science. What science are you talking about?
there is no science.
No, what science are you talking about? You use the word. I'm curious. Is there an
Yeah,
experiment
it's
being
like the
conducted?
technologies they're using right now are all, or most of them are based on the stories they're telling. For example, GPS and
GPS
all.
does. What is GPS? Do you think that there's some kind of machinery orbiting around a ball Earth that doesn't exist,
That's what they're
and that the
saying.
Earth? Okay, well then, if you know that the Earth is measurably flat, then that story is also bunk, and that there is no mechanism by which you can tether a piece of machinery around a non-existent ball called gravity. That doesn't exist. So, what technology are you talking about? There's no machines flying around a ball.
So how do you explain the internet?
Dude, the internet runs through cables and towers. Are you okay? How old are you?
I'm 23.
Oh gosh, so you don't know that your internet is fed through towers and cables?
No, no, I know, of course I know, but
Okay.
they always say that there is this, spacecraft that is flying,
Uh-huh. Right.
and our conversations are all going there and coming back to another space on the Earth, so you can.
Uh,
That's what they're
that's not the
saying.
claim. No, actually, they even admit that somewhere in the ballpark of 95 to 98% of all communication is through cables or towers. Now, if they're making a
Well,
claim that the other 2 to 5% is due to some kind of machine making a orbital path around a sphere Earth, well, we can just go ahead and count that out because it violates the second law of thermodynamics, and the Earth is not a sphere. So
yeah,
their
just
story,
like
once again, is,
Starlink, just
yeah,
like
what
what
about it?
Elon Musk is doing.
I
He's
don't think he's
making.
doing anything. Do you have any evidence that there are machines hurling around a sphere Earth tethered by a non-existent force or bending of space-time called gravity?
I have no proof for that. He is saying that.
Okay.
I don't know. I have no proof for
Okay.
anything.
Right. So he can tell the story and people can buy the internet and most likely it's coming through a tower. What do you do?
Oh, I see. So where are those, um, space rockets going when they launch them?
No idea. I've been to a rocket launch though, and it just kind of did a parabolic arc and went down range. That's what I witnessed. I didn't see it go into space, I'll tell you that, whatever space is supposed to be.
I've seen one go into space. That's what they said.
Really?
That's
Oh,
what they
that's what.
said.
So you didn't say it went into space. You went by what they told you, but not what your eyes told you.
My eyes saw the rocket going, and then you can't. Yeah, there is a point when where you cannot really see the rocket anymore.
Okay.
So you go to this screen where they show you where this rocket is going, and you see the same thing. Like the rocket is
Right.
going
So
the same.
they continue the story on a screen because now you can't see it with your eyes. So the thing on the screen, was
You
that
can't.
real?
Can you see everything with your eyes?
No, not all things. That's why I'm telling you. So now they
Okay,
moved
so
to a
you have to
screen
trust the
and you
cameras
begin.
sometimes.
I don't have to trust anything. You can trust whatever you want. But I mean, if you're just going to believe whatever you see on a TV screen, I'm going to tell you right now, in this day and age, with AI and deep fakes and everything, you're going to get ripped off.
Not TV. I'm telling you, like they show you a screen in
A
front of you.
screen, right? So a television screen or a computer monitor or your little cell phone screen. Yeah, the little fictions that come through the screens called movies.
No, but
Yeah.
what if I am the one who placed the camera on that rocket? Like I'm the one who
Are you
placed
the,
the
are you
cam.
the guy? Are you the guy?
What if I'm the guy who placed the camera on the
Are you
rocket and
that
I'm
guy? I don't want to deal with hypotheticals. Are you the guy that did that?
well, I'm going to do that soon.
Really? That's
Yes.
fantastic. So when you place the camera on the rocket, whatever happens on the screen after it goes out of your eyesight still could be a movie.
What do you mean?
I mean, you just placing the camera on the rocket isn't going to tell you whether or not what you're seeing on the screen after it goes out of eyesight is real. The screen doesn't tell you that.
Why not?
Do you think that everything that you see on a screen is real?
It's my camera.
I don't care if it's your camera. Is it in your hands?
You mean that they probably changed the screen of my camera, right?
No, I'm not saying that they changed the screen of your
I
camera.
said that
You know what
they
they could
would
be doing?
probably do that.
Well, maybe. I don't know. But the point is that there's no way for you to know.
So until I go myself, right?
Yeah, until you actually go to a place that violates the second law of thermodynamics, you're not going to know.
No, but like if I went myself, I would see what is going on, right?
Listen, if you want to live in the hypothetical world, if you did something, then it might be true. I mean, I guess that's up to you. In the meantime, the Earth is measured to be flat.
in the meantime. But what if I went myself?
Yeah, listen, bro, you can do all of these mental masturbations if you want to about what if. That's up to you. I can't answer that for you, but what if is kind of like an appeal to the future and also just a pointless exercise
Yeah, because
of
that's what
mental
I'm studying
masturbation.
right now. That's what I'm studying right now.
Okay, so when you study and they're telling you that the earth is a ball, but there's no measurements of it, which answer are you going to give on the test?
Do you think I'm believing them?
I don't know. Which answer are you going to put on the test?
I'm gonna put whatever they want me to put, of course.
Exactly. That's my point. See, because
But
this
that
is all
doesn't
about
mean I
slavery.
believe them. Sometimes I study a bunch of nonsense that I don't believe, of course.
Okay.
I've been studying, for example, the Bible, which is bunch of nonsense that I don't
Okay.
believe,
Okay.
and yeah, I have to put the right answers on the paper because it's a matter of grades. But when it comes to this, I can go myself and, see with my own eyes what is going on up there.
Up where?
When you go, there are birds flying, right? I want to reach the bird first, and then reach the airplanes first, second, and then go up and more to see what is going on. The more you go, the
Okay,
more
so
you discover what's there, right?
you're talking about a flat Earth then.
Yeah, well, flat Earth,
Okay.
whatever.
Okay.
Once you go up, you can see
Uh-huh.
whether it's flat or it's not.
Right. How high up do you have to go?
As higher as you can.
And how high would that be? Because right now you're describing a flat Earth when you're saying high and up and all that
Exactly.
stuff.
I would know once
Right.
I go. I would know once I go.
How high do you have to be?
Look, if I want certain height and I didn't see a lot, I would go more. You know?
How high would that be?
I have no idea. I have to know.
Okay.
Once I go there, I have to know because I have no
Well, so
idea.
far,
They have some calculations that I don't believe, but once I go myself, I would know, you know?
right. So you're looking at basically no curvature as far as any of the major science communicators are telling us is that even at the height of the ISS, which is 250 miles, you cannot see any curvature.
I
So
don't care
it's
about
flat.
the calculations that they share. No, no.
Okay.
That could
So
that could be a
you'll have to
lie.
start at 250 and see if you can go any higher than 250 miles. Or you could just measure the surface of the Earth where you're at and know for sure if it's flat. I mean, you don't
No, no,
really have to go very high.
I don't want to
Maybe a
know if
foot,
it's flat or not. I want to know, look, if it's flat, then it has a limit on the sides, right?
possibly, yeah.
Be, since it has limits on the sides, when I go up, we can calculate. Do you know the size of the
Uh-huh.
Earth or the flat Earth?
I have no idea.
But you can calculate it.
Calculate what?
The size of the see. Do you know how to calculate the surface of a cube? I mean, of a square or
Or, oh, so
probably
you're
a
talking about?
rectangle.
Are you talking about area? Well, what shape are we dealing with there? Because you kind of need to know the shape so you could use the correct formula. So, what is the
Exactly.
shape of the Earth?
I have no idea what is the shape, but you
Mm.
should know because you can travel all around.
No, you can't.
Why not?
Well, most of the time, if you want to reach some of the more extreme areas of the Earth, let's say Antarctica, whatever that is,
It
it
would be
seems to
hard
be
for
pretty
you
well
to.
guarded. No, it seems pretty well guarded. In fact, there are many accounts where people have attempted to do some kind of free exploration of anything past the 60th parallel and been turned away at gunpoint. So somebody is guarding whatever's going on around Antarctica. So I actually don't know the full limits of the Earth. I don't know which direction I should go to find the limits of the Earth.
Yeah,
So it
yeah,
would be
yeah.
possible to actually get a size or a shape.
I've went to the if you mean the South Pole, I've went to the South Pole as they call it, and they
Oh,
only show
really?
you, yeah, they only
That's
show you,
fantastic.
they
So
only
you went
show
to
you,
0 degrees south, did you?
What? Sorry?
You went to 0 degrees south?
That's what they call it. Not
No,
zero,
0
but
degrees north.
not the center. Not the center. Because they say that the center of that place it's impossible for you to survive in there. That's what they keep you on the edges, you know?
So you went to a ceremonial South Pole. What does that have to do with anything?
Yeah, exactly. I've went there, and basically if I was able to go there, then we can calculate
No, 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 no.
the surface of, don't
Sorry,
you think?
friend. I'm talking about exploring it freely to find the end of the Earth. You went to a ceremonial South Pole. You're talking about something completely different. Are you trying to like disrespect me about what we're talking about? You going to
No,
a ceremonial South Pole is finding the limits of the Earth? Excuse me?
okay, okay. I want to understand something. I don't know. Like, I'm trying to understand the Earth here. Okay. For
Well,
example, for
you're talking
example,
about finding the limit of the Earth, and you think
yes.
that's equal to going to a ceremonial South Pole?
No, no. I want to find the limit of the Earth by going to the South
Well,
Pole, of
well,
course.
then go do it. See what
They didn't.
happens.
They said that you can't really survive
Why
in there
not?
when you once you
Well,
go
who cares
more
what they say?
once
I
you go
mean, if
more
you want to
further.
find it, don't let them discourage you. I encourage you to go find the limits. Don't worry about the weather. I mean, that's what explorers do. They do things in spite of the dangers of it.
Yeah, exactly. I will
Yeah,
once I have the chance to do so. I was, I
right.
was really young. I was 20 years old. I couldn't do anything. I was just in a,
Uh huh.
trip.
Yeah.
But once I get older and I have this ability to go and search, I would probably do such things.
Okay.
Um,
Terrific.
what do you say about those, when you are, for example, in the US and somebody else is, for example, in Europe, and they don't have the same time period. If somebody is in the morning, the other is in the night. How do you explain that?
What do you mean explain it? I mean, the sun moves, so the angular relationship between those two people is different, mostly because of the distance they have between each other. So
But
I'm
like
just that's
the Earth is flat. If the sun is
uh-huh.
a lamp, it's just like a lamp that lights up everything. Don't you think?
It is? Do you think it lights up the whole Earth, even though it's dark in some places and light in the others?
What? How do you explain that then? Like, it's
Well,
like.
probably I don't really have an explanation other than it doesn't light up the whole Earth. It's just the experience that we have. The sun is in certain places when it's not in other places. So it's more probably localized than you think.
But you can explain it since it's the same every day.
Why would I be able to explain something that we only describe? It's only a description. What causal mechanism should I be giving you in my story?
I don't know. It's like you have to know why. Don't you?
No,
Aren't
I
you
don't have to
curious
do
about
shit.
this?
You understand? I don't have to do shit. So you telling me I have to do something? You can pack
No,
sand with that,
I thought
right?
you were curious about. I'm curious, to be
Oh,
honest. I
I'm
thought
very
you were.
curious, but I don't have any way to actually determine other than what my actual experience is. Do you think that there should be some kind of causal mechanism
That doesn't
between
make
why
you
there's light in
stop and
one
not
place
do
and the other place?
anything. That doesn't make you
Well,
stop and not
what
do
would you
anything. At least
suggest?
try. At least
Why
try.
don't you? Why aren't you trying? Why don't you suggest something?
I am trying. I'm trying
Okay, so
to.
give me one of your suggestions.
I thought you guys have the answer, so probably.
No, why did you think that? See, that's another thing that you did on your part that was an error. You made an error believing that we were supposed to do something that you expected us to do, which is pretty rude, if you ask me.
No, no, I don't mean to be rude. I'm sorry, but
Oh,
uh,
okay. Well, then maybe you shouldn't come in here assuming people have to give you an answer for something that is just basically what we already experience, but
okay.
is a little bit more involved. Like, I want to see if you have some kind of you can offer me some kind of solution to this thing as to why it happens. What do you have so far?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay, me either, and most people don't either. So, um, expecting us
most
to know
people
why
have
this
the
thing occurs.
idea. Most people
No,
have
they made
those.
something up. They made it up. But if like I said before, if the Earth is not a ball, then you can just throw their speculations out the window because it's not tenable.
Then what is the sun that we're seeing? What is the moon that we are seeing?
It looks like a bright light in the sky. That's how I would describe it.
Bright light in the sky. Yeah,
Yeah.
so you are describing everything you see with your own eyes without an explanation of why or what is that exactly.
Why would I? How would I do that?
Exactly, that's the question. I would
Uh-huh.
like to yeah, I would try to look it up.
Yeah. So the sun is a bright light in the sky. It certainly can't be a burning ball of gas within a vacuum.
Why not?
Well, I mean, have you ever tried to set burning balls of gas on fire within a vacuum? Like it's just gas, right? So why would gas essentially gather together into a spherical shape inside of a vacuum when our experience was whenever you put gas into a volume or a vacuum, it spreads out equally in all directions. So the coalition or the coalescence of that gas into a sphere in a vacuum, a very high vacuum, uh, violates the second law of thermodynamics. So it can't be that.
It's like imagine with me if there is like like a glass, a glass surrounding the sun, not letting the energy that is inside to go out. So it's like a ball made of glass, probably.
So the sun is probably a ball made of glass, says you.
Just like a lamp, for example. The lamp
Uh huh.
has light inside it, and
Uh
it's
huh.
surrounded by glass. Could be that way
Right.
too.
Yeah, there's still a problem. How thick is the glass? Now that you're speculating, now that you've come up with a new idea about what the sun is, what is the environment in which the sun is in? Is it a vacuum or is it a pressurized system? What is it?
Vacuum.
I got you. I got you.
No, I didn't hear you. What is the environment in which this glass ball sun is in?
We know the answers of the questions step by step. I guess we can't know everything at once. So I'm giving
Well,
you. You said give me a proposition. I'm giving you one of
yeah.
the propositions, right? I
Okay,
can't give
this
you
is your
everything.
proposition. How
Let's
would you prove
discuss
it?
this.
Okay, let's discuss it. Go ahead and prove that to me. That way we can decide whether or not we're going to keep this idea.
We have we have we have an experience of a lamp being inside glass, so it
Uh
could be
huh.
the same. Because
Yeah, it could
we
be.
have an
Can you
experience
prove it to
about
me,
that.
please? Can you just prove it to me? I don't need to hear you tell the story again. Prove it.
What do you mean prove it? How can I prove it? It's just a proposition.
Well, then I'm going to have to go ahead and throw your proposition out because you don't have anything
You
to
asked me
back
to
up what
give
you're
some propositions.
speculating about. Right. So you gave me one. I'm dismissing it because it's just an idea that you have with no evidence.
No, I'm
See
not
how
giving
easy
it
that
to you
was?
to prove it or to believe me. I'm giving it to you to discuss it.
Why are we
I'm not,
discussing something that would make no sense since you just want to imagine what it could be? I mean, that's a waste of time.
it's not, I'm trying. You said at least try, so we are trying right now.
Yeah, I know. The next thing to do after you come up with an idea is see if it's even tenable or how
Yeah,
you would be able to prove
let's
something
see if
like
it
that.
is. Let's see if it
Okay,
is.
go ahead and
I'm
check
trying.
and see if there's a glass ball surrounding the sun.
Yeah, so do you think that's not possible?
I'm asking you to show it to me. I don't care about whether or not it's possible. Who cares
What do you
about
mean show it to you?
what is or what is not possible? It's about what is. How come you guys live in more of this fantasy land where maybe it could be one thing when in reality it is what it is?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know either.
I'll try to find an answer.
Okay. In the meantime, it certainly is not a coalescence of gas within a vacuum.
Then what it is? What is it?
I have no idea. As far as I know, it's a bright light in the sky. And it
Yeah,
rises in the east and sets in the west. That's what it does.
yeah. Disappears at night, go back in the morning. Sometimes it doesn't come back. Sometimes it hides behind the clouds.
Sometimes.
Yeah. The clouds, which are some kind of things that fly in the sky, I have no idea. I just call them clouds.
No, I mean we've gone up to the cloud level. It's condensation, or small droplets of water. We already know what those are.
Did you go there?
Yeah, I did actually. I've been in a plane, and we went through the clouds, and it all collected on the wind, or on the windshield. So on the windows, it's
But
pretty
you've never,
simple to
you can't
experience.
know what's that.
I can't know what that is. I can't know what water is on the window.
What? Water? Is that
Water.
water? It's not water.
Yes, it's water. Oh, so it's not water. What is it then?
I have no idea. Prove it.
You have no
that it's
idea.
water. Prove that it's water.
Should we go get a sample? Should we get a sample of it? You think no one's grabbed a sample out of the clouds, dude? Are you out of your mind? See, this is what happens when you guys lose terribly.
Do you believe
try
them?
to come in here and troll a little bit, and then when you realize that your worldview is so ridiculous and all you know how to do is imagine things, affirm the consequent, and then do hypotheticals in your own mind, when someone points out something obvious, you revert to, oh, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the same thing they did to me and go, well, how do you know? Well, if you don't know what water is at this point in your life,
I
at
know what
23 years
water is.
old, and if you don't know that the things that come out of those fucking clouds when it rains is water, then I don't know how to help you.
No. How do you know that they are water? Actually, they
It
could be
falls on
something
my
that
head when it's
produces water.
raining, dickhead.
Why are you cursing right now? Sorry, what did you say?
Because you're being ridiculous, bro.
I'm not
You've
being
never
ridiculous.
been in a
This
storm.
this
You are
probably
being ridiculous. What falls on your head in a rainstorm?
it is water. But how did you know
Fuck
that
you.
how did you know that the clouds are water?
Oh my gosh. All right. You're going on mute. I'm sick of you.
Okay.
When it descends into absurdity and you guys just are bankrupt, this is what you do, and there's no point to speaking to you at this
Mute me.
point.
It's fine.
There you go.